Hello, welcome back to my Wingspan World Cup journey. You're in the round of 8, where I am going first this time against Arceusisgood, one of the best players in the world, one of my all-time favorite players to play against and learn from. Really cool guy. And yeah, we lost the first game against him by 1 point. It was a very close one. Great game. You should go catch it up if you didn't. In this one, well, we've got some choices to make. I think the Catbird is very difficult to pass up here. There is a Blackbird in tray, which we want to pick up because the Blackbird is insane. And we'll just pick up this Catbird and... Oh, it's a Grackle. Sorry, my bad. I think the P-Fowl was definitely worth a consideration here. This Grackle, very interesting to get that. If we can get Grey Catbird and Grackle into the game, that could be quite powerful. The problem in that case would be... maintaining the amount of card draw necessary to sustain that, but it's still quite an interesting opening, I think. But yeah, maybe we should have pondered the P-Fowl a bit longer. We could have done opening P-Fowl into the forest, take the Grackle, and then be well set up to fun to the Catbird and the Grackles. Maybe a tiny bit of a mistake there from my side. Other than that, I think realistically, this Grackle is definitely the most powerful bird on the board at the moment. Definitely something we want to pick up and use if we can. Often you want to put the Grackle into the forest, but without any card draw to sustain it. It's got one destination, and that destination is the wetlands. Notice the food that we kept. We can spend the seed and the fish on the Grackle, and then Catbird immediately afterwards, so... the good thing about the Catbird here is that there's actually no value for us to get this bird down really fast. So we can do Grackle, draw, and then play the Catbird. Because simply we would not be able to sustain the draw power otherwise, so... Actually, what am I saying? That's partially true. I know what I was saying. I was saying that if we played Grackle, Catbird as fast as possible, we're only drawing 2 cards a turn. So the way you get that third card is by having an egg on the Grackle. So we could draw twice. Maybe one of the cards we want to keep, we can't do anything with it, so we're only tucking one anyway, and the Catbird is useless. So the point I was trying to make was that if you play the Grackle, draw, and then Catbird, you have that extra egg on the Grackle. So you can spend the egg to get that third card to kind of enable the Grackle to do stuff. It's really important that if we are going to do that, that we are spending the egg to see the extra card, because, well, the Grackle is... we're going to be tucking a lot on this Grackle, and it's only got 3 egg capacity, so we've really got to be making the most of every action. So we'll just speed it along a little bit, and get right into it. Right, so, first of all, we take the Grackle. No surprises there. City's Warbler is actually kind of cracked in this game. It's great for the first end of round, good for the second end of round, good for the third end of round. One of these situations where it's really strong. Is it strong enough to take without playing a Wetlands bird? I guess think so. I think that's a really bold decision. I don't know if he spent the nectar, but I think that's a bold but potentially correct decision. If City's Wobbler can win 3 end of rounds, that's effectively 3 points for each one of those. So that could be a really powerful bird. He has European Robin. European Robin is a very strong bird. One of the greatest birds in the game at controlling nectar. Because you just have to pick up 1 nectar and you automatically have 2, and that is incredibly powerful. We have this Rainbow Lorikeet, which could tempt us away from playing the Grey Catbird, and this Black Naped Oriole comes into the game. We're not really finding the knockout birds at the moment, but I can certainly see a world where we do Rainbow Lorikeet, and then get some more food. Unfortunately, the feeder is not cooperating with us, so maybe that's not a plan we go for at the moment. But I also did that thing that I was saying, like where you draw twice with the Grackle, and then make your decision. You can't unplay the Catbird once it's committed. Maybe we find something better, so... I think now you've got to play Catbird Wetlands, right? I think that has to be the choice. Does it have to be the choice? The feeder is actually not terrible now. You could play Lorikeet. This is a big decision. We've kind of used up our defaulted draw actions for this turn. Usually you can draw 3 times before you make concessions. So if we are going to play Catbird and keep drawing, that will be a concession on what else we're able to do in this round 1. And the end of round is kind of making me say, you know what, maybe if we can get Rainbow Lorikeet into the game and then Black Maple Oriole and then lay eggs on the Oriole, like maybe, you know, that's a early way to neutralize this City's Warbler, and we're gonna need the eggs. Let's be real, we're gonna need them. On the other hand, Greybird Grackle is very strong. I disagree with this. What are we doing? That is not the choice. What are we doing? That is a hard commit into this Lorikeet, and I don't like it. I do not like it. Alright, well, now what? That's the problem with this plan, is like now it's a now what? We don't have any more time to do anything in this route. Like we've locked ourselves out of the Oriole. What do we do? The Arceus wins the center round anyway. European Robin's obviously a ball nest, so they can just lay on both birds and get 3. Okay, that's fine. But still, I think that Rainbow Lorikeet should have gone in beforehand. Like, I think we really hamstring ourselves with that extra action. It's really made things difficult. We have no flexibility left. Thank God we hit the Nectar. We desperately need that. We definitely want to spend the Nectar. And not choosing to get Nectar here. Yeah, that makes sense. We can't afford anything, so yeah, this... It's why the extra turn drawing was such a mistake. Oh boy. Moltoni, oh jeez, we're in for a game. And we can't tuck... what am I doing here? This is not good play. And we don't take the Rybill either. I don't remember what the other bonus card was. We tuck on the Grackle anyway? Really? I don't like that. I don't like this one bit. What are we doing? Well, okay, Arceus has a nice game plan. He's going to control all of the Nectar the entire game with the European Robin. He's got City's Warbler to win the ends of rounds, and Moltoni's Warbler to really pile on the pressure. Maybe I was thinking, oh crap, he's got Moltoni, I desperately need a better bird to win this. But that's... yeah, I don't know. Our position now in this game is so dire. Even giving away that tuck on the Grackle limits our ability to get a food on this next turn, like... okay, Sacred Kingfisher is whatever, it helps last end of round, who cares? But like, if and when we get a second Forest Bird in, we don't have that extra card to throw. And we're gonna go drawing again. I mean, we have to take Lyrebird. The Lyrebird is too good here. We have to take it. The Lyrebird to copy the Robin solves so many problems for us, or at least doesn't solve them, but it like... it really helps, right? Like, it means we can get more Nectar, target this forest as the one habitat where we can win our Nectar, and then, you know, let Arceus win the other 2. Maybe we can contend for one at a later point, but, you know, it is what it is. Little Egret comes in. We're going to spend a food to reset the feeder. I think that's absolutely correct in the situation. We desperately need Nectar, so it's a big risk, but I think it's a worthwhile risk. Little Egret, that should give us a couple extra cards to work with, kind of bailing us out of our previous mistake, thank God. And we are rewarded with some Nectar. We desperately wanted that, so it's one of those incredibly rare times where exchanging the worm for some Nectar is so valuable. Only because the Lorikeet only eats Nectar, and we must find one. It really let us gain a big advantage there, so... now what do? We do Lyrebird, probably, and then what? We still don't have a game plan. That's the biggest concern here. Arceus doesn't need a game plan. He can pretty much play this game on autopilot. He can just draw, do your 4 actions, use Moltoni, play your best birds, and just see how it goes. Versus us, where it's like we got some big point birds in hand, but nothing really to help the game along. And that's where I think, again, with this, instead of taking that extra turn of drawing, if we'd gone for the Lorikeet and tried to do Black Nape Aureole, like that could have been a much better way to play this game. We get the Great Blue Heron, that could be valuable for us. Great Blue Heron into the Purple Gallinule could be really valuable. We actually throwing away the Black Nape Aureole. I mean, we have to because we need the nectar. But again, we did that one tuck on the Grackle that didn't get us an egg, and that could have been a food. I think we have... I'm probably sounding like a broken record, but at this point people are going to tune out, but I really think that some of those early game decisions there have had far-reaching implications for what we're doing. And I really don't like what we're doing. I really don't like it. So we are going to go straight into the Blue Heron, which is fine. I don't hate it. The wetlands is not a bad habitat for us, so we can do that. We're going to go into the Catbird instead of the Gallinule. Okay. Don't hate it. I think that's perfectly fine. We definitely need better birds to be playing. So strengthening our wetlands activation is not a bad idea. I think here you can even throw the nectar for the extra card, double the Grackle, do that twice, and just see what options we have to work with. That will replenish our eggs on our Grackle. We still need to find an egg source, unfortunately. White Throat, there you go, White Throat's an egg source, but we don't have the opportunity to play it, which is a little bit annoying. You absolutely have to take it, though. Absolutely. Cannot let the Moltoni player have that. And Wood Duck. Okay, Wood Duck is definitely a trap now. Don't play Wood Duck, please. Tuck it. Tuck the Wood Duck. Be smart. Tuck the Wood Duck. Tuck the Wood Duck. Tuck the Wood Duck. Oh no, I'm gonna tuck the Nuthatch, aren't I? The Gallinule, the Wood Duck is not good here. The Wood Duck is too late. So the conditions for when a late Wood Duck is good is when you have a very productive forest, right? Scoring points like a bunch of nuthatches or a couple predators in there, some egg layers, something that will complete that habitat. But playing a Wood Duck at this late stage, I don't want to activate my forest very many times. It's the same problem as the last game. My forest is not point scoring. It's necessary because I need food, but I actually want to take my wetlands action. My wetlands action is not bad. I can get 4 points out of my wetlands action every time I take it. What I really want to be doing is I want to get the White Throat into the game. I want to get the Nuthatch into the game to try and score some more points. And use my very strong wetlands to find better birds to play and score cards and eggs at the same time. The Wood Duck is a big mistake. That's why I think giving up the Gallinule was a problem. Like, maybe it's not the best bird in the game. It's still 7 points. And like, there's even this Grey-Lag Goose. Like, let's pick up the Grey-Lag Goose and contend for birds in wetlands. Like, there are many reasons why this Wood Duck is not good, and the Gallinule is a better choice to keep, but... oh well, neither here nor there. Can't go back and undo the actions of the past, if you know what I mean. Yeah, like, yeah. Sparrowhawk, why are we taking food? What are we doing? What are we doing? I mean, okay, Red Crown Crane is pretty terrible as a bird, I agree, but... what are we doing? Oh, we want to play Wood Duck. Oh, that's such a mistake. Honestly, Wood Duck Wet is better than Forest in this game, which is not something you say every day of the week. Like, Wood Duck doesn't want to go in the wetlands almost ever. However, I really don't need to be building out my forest. Like, it's good as is. Like, there's no incentive to do that. Meanwhile, Arceus is chipping away. He's getting a lot of predators together. Maybe he's got Falconer again. That could be very, very powerful. But we just... everything is just kind of not working. And yeah, Wood Duck goes in. Alright. That is a very, very big mistake. Like I said, this forest is not point scoring. a late wood duck only works when it's point scoring, and you have eggs, and you can just kind of like simplify everything down to one habitat. Let's say you had like a galar pileated woodpecker and I don't know, a barred owl. Like, hell yeah, I want to play wood duck in that situation and try and really hit the forest as much as possible. I'm getting all 3 resources, I'm scoring mega points, crazy good. In this game, I'm just generating food. Now I'm generating food and cards. I still need eggs. I get my eggs from my wetlands. So why are we playing the wood duck? It's just, you know, you gravitate towards these strong birds and think, oh yeah, this bird's incredible, I have to play it. But in actuality, it's just the wrong time and place for the bird, and you have to have a, you know, you have to be mindful that just because it's a strong bird and on paper doesn't mean it's a strong bird in this game. And I think this is a classic example of that with the wood duck. Classic example. But that's okay. Arceus isn't blowing us out of the water just yet. He is playing a lot of predators. Predators are really good for this last end of round, so looks like we will... It's looking more and more like we're going to get swept on these ends of rounds, which are really strong. Goldfinch was his Moltoni play. Pretty nice to kind of blunt my wetlands, however, I mean... I think at this point we probably shouldn't be playing using it too often anyway. I don't know. Barred Owl comes in for Aki. I think that if that's not sending a signal that he's got predators, I don't know what is. Yeah, I'm gonna draw more cards. We get black red start. I mean, it's kind of the same thing. It's actually slightly better because it's a Prairie Manager bird, and we have Prairie Manager, so that's probably worthwhile. Yeah, I think you can get rid of the white throat now. Totally fine to do that, simply because we're going to do red start instead. I think our best moves here are probably take food, play the red start, and play either the wild turkey, the nuthatch, or the fish crow into the forest. And that feels bad because, you know, we're not going to contend for this end of round where we're conceding it already. And I don't think we've got a good plan to get to... I don't think we've got a good plan to get to the next end of round either. Which is really unfortunate. Yeah, I think you just take 2 cards here. It doesn't really matter. Housefinch is nice. It's very late, but it's... yeah. It's an extra card. We'll take the Nectar. And we'll take the Nectar. Yeah, you can get rid of the Fairy Wren, or... honestly, it doesn't matter too much. I think there's an argument to do Bluebird into Red Start here, actually. I think it makes that much difference. But Bluebird into Red Start could be fun, and then get the Fish Crow into the game. I think we got enough food to do that. It's also not a bad idea to do Red Start, then double play into the American Kestrel. Again, getting close to that Prairie Manager thing. Got some options at least. I wouldn't mind even playing the Nuthatch. I think Nuthatch is still quite a nifty little bird. I mean, I would have greatly preferred it to the Wood Duck, but oh well, it is what it is. But there is a pathway. There is a way to get some points here. We do need one more Prairie Manager bird, so I guess if Wood Duck can find that, maybe it's going to find the value for us. Yeah, my opponent is not doing anything super interesting, so that's nice. Yeah, you have to decide, do you do Bluebird into Red Start, or you just do Red Start? I think you are playing the Bluebird in any world. No, don't play the Housefinch. Don't play the Housefinch. Housefinch is not it, man. It's Red Start into Fish Crow, or Red Start into Wild Turkey, or Red Start into Nuthatch. Those are the choices. Or Bluebird into Red Start, that's also fine. I don't hate that. Alright, Bluebird, Red Start, that's... Actually, I do kind of hate it. The food is wrong. Yeah, don't do this. Don't do this. No. I retract my statement. This is not it. We're gonna play... yeah. I mean, if the food's... I didn't realize the food was so bad. You should have just played Red Start. Should have just hit the Red Start button. Yeah, and now everything's kind of awkward again, so... Now we are locked into Fish Crow as our last choice. I think, we are not making good decisions. I think, you know, on paper, like, when you have so much food in your supply, you're not really counting how much food you have, and you're like, I can just play whatever I like, and so you go, yeah, Bluebird, Red Start, that seems really good. And then when you have to overpay, it actually kind of messes up things a little bit, because you are spending like 6 food for 2 birds. It's very expensive. So it is very awkward, and I think, you know, if we just done red start there, the bluebird's not changing anything. The bluebird's not going away. Bluebird into Kestrel is still a perfectly acceptable play. Bluebird into Turkey is a perfectly acceptable play. We didn't have to use it there. I think now, though, we have to play Fish Crow. Don't think there's really any way about it. I think you could play the Nuthatch, but I think we've kind of spent the food wrong. And that's just kind of eliminated our options for us. Yeah. I mean, yeah, those are the choices. Maybe I'm just coming to terms with it now that, like, oh, I've actually kind of screwed myself over here. Oh no, am I gonna do... Don't do it. Don't do Fish Crow wet. Don't do Fish Crow wet. Don't draw. No, drawing is terrible. Alright, Fish Crow Forest. Go on, do it. Alright, Fish Crow Forest is in. Still terrible, but slightly less terrible. I guess you could argue for Fish Crow wet, actually. But my opinion right now is that I need more food than I need more cards. And if I can get more food... I'm not going to use the Fish Crow power, by the way. At least I shouldn't be using it. Then I can get American Kestrel into the game. Hopefully this Wood Duck is going to pick me up into the Prairie Manager Bird. Now we can go from there. I mean, I'm not happy that I have this stupid Wood Duck in my forest, but... I mean, if it's there, we might as well use it. Like, I mean, Wood Duck is in principle an excellent bird. It's just... Again, the wrong game for this bird at that stage. The score is not looking good, by the way. 56 points is not good. I mean, we really want to find, you know, the other bluebird, basically. The other bluebird is probably the best thing we could find. Sister Cola could be really nice as well. Anything that allows us to double play into the grasslands and only lives in the grasslands would be the best thing we could find. Meanwhile, Arceus is just happily chipping along, doing what he can. And the only good thing that we have going for us is that we are definitely going to win this Forest Nectar battle, so that's nice. With 9 spent already, I don't think Arceus is likely to get close on that. It looks like we are going to get just straight up going to get swept on these ends of rounds, so that's annoying. But Ferengis Hawk has come up. Honestly... Hawk, Kestrel... Okay, it's gone. I was gonna say Hawk, Kestrel, Wild Turkey, Scissortail, Flycatcher. There you go. It's an improvement. I think you pick Scissortailed. I think you play Kestrel. I think you play Nuthatch or Turkey. You can gamble. It doesn't really matter. Oh, we got screwed over on the food, though. That's annoying. We will get the extra nectar, so that's always nice. So at least we have that. And we will get another chance at the Lorikeet. I don't think you take... Why are we taking the nectar? I don't know. I don't know about that. And we get plenty of nectar, so that's nice. I mean, the Osprey's not going to get played. Osprey's not interesting. But that's saying that is our last food action of the game. So we probably need to do Scissortail Flycatcher, then we need to take eggs, then we need to play the Kestrel. Actually, we can do Scissortail, then Kestrel, then eggs. It doesn't matter too much. And then we need to play Nuthatch or Hooded Warbler, basically. Do you continue? Yeah, that doesn't matter where we spend our nectar. Like, we might as well just put it all into the grasslands. It's just, do we want to commit it so early? We need to math out whether it's worthwhile, and I think right now it makes more sense to withhold it. Just so when we end up doing our final calculations, we know exactly what we can and can't play. But I do think now you gotta play Kestrel, then I think you gotta take eggs, and then I think you need to play whatever. Pick your poison. I think at this stage of the game, I think we are probably losing this game. I think getting swept in ends of rounds and losing the Nectar battle, you are fighting from a tremendous deficit. Absolutely tremendous deficit. And I think that deficit is not going to be made up by playing Wild Turkey. You gotta swing high and go like Courtesan Nuthatch into like Mechanical Engineer or something. Yeah, Aki is just having a solid game. There's nothing remarkable going on over there. He's not dramatically doing anything crazy. He's just putting in a shift, doing the job, doing what needs to be done. We are not going to play Hooded Warbler, which is a little bit surprising, but it is what it is. I'm not overly worried. Swainson doesn't get a hit. We will give out the free worm. I don't know if that actually will matter at all. And now we do have a choice. Do we play Turkey or Nuthatch? Like I said, I think neither of them are really the winning bird here. I think you probably go Nuthatch for trying to save the game. I mean, we should probably math out what bonus cards are good for us, but yeah, you just swing. Just swing. See what happens. That is Breeding Manager. Well, that is a horrific find. However, I don't think the additional 4 points from Wild Turkey will make any difference. That is a horrific score, right? We are not winning this game. The writing's been on the wall for a while, but yeah, we are not winning this one. And there it is. I didn't even wait for the score. I was so mad. Jeez, okay. And he had a 12-point Rudolologist. That's very nice. I was clearly very unhappy with what happened here. So the final scores here are 115 to 92. Horrific game, and I think we should have played a lot better than that. I'm not going to say we should have won, but we definitely had the better start with the Grackle and the Wetlands, I think. We just didn't play that sequence correctly at all. I think going for that fourth draw was too much. And we either needed to commit to the Catbird and really start cranking out the points and getting eggs and doing all that fun stuff, or commit to the Lorikeet, get the food, maybe we still cycle into the Catbird, maybe we cycle into the Black-necked Oriole. Something like that would have changed this game tremendously. Instead, we did one too many draw actions, and then we couldn't piece together the rest of the pieces that need to happen in round one for this game to be successful. So, rather disappointing, but that is the end of our World Cup journey. We did well, though. I'm very pleased. I think, honestly, we got very lucky to get through the Asia and Oceania group stage. I think we came through as a wild card. There are some games in there that we should have won, but it is what it is. And we're lucky to squeak through there. We really did a pretty good job in the next group stage, finishing top of the group, and then we had a really good run to top 8. And losing to Arceus, of all people. I mean, I am never going to complain about that, I think, again. If I was going to lose to anyone, I'm glad it's him, and I very much hoped he would go all the way. I do have how the bracket did end up falling out, so here's what the end of the Wingspan World Cup looked like. Some real heavy hitters in here. Simon, who we played in Group Stage 2, also made it to the round of 8, so congrats to Simon for getting that far. I think it's a tremendous accomplishment for him. J-Lig, one of the best players on the server, has won tournaments, regularly 1300 plus, like very, very strong player. No surprise to see him in there. Scissor G, again, another very strong player, no surprise to see him in there. The Terminator, great person, great guy, very strong player. He's got a fantastic YouTube channel as well, go check that out. And I'm just Hen, who has been very, very strong lately, one of the greatest people on the server, one of the helpers. She does everything, she's great. And to have a really deep run in World Cup is also extremely impressive, so a massive amount of congratulations to her for reaching top 4. As you can see, Arceus ended up making the finals and losing, unfortunately, to El Sapo Guapo. I mean, unfortunate because I'm an Arceus fan. I love seeing him play and seeing kind of the fun stuff that he can come up with, but Sapo Guapo ended up taking the win there, and a well-deserved win. He is another very, very strong player. I played against him a bunch. Not that many times, but I've played him a few times, and every time he's very, very strong, so a tremendous amount of congratulations to him for being this year's world champion. But I think, from my perspective, I have a lot to be proud of. This was my first World Cup. I'm very happy to get top 8. I don't know if I'll be able to do it next year. We'll see how we go. But it was a good run. We had a lot of fun games. I hope you've enjoyed the journey. I mean, I really wanted to get these games out and share the world. I really love the idea of the World Cup. I really like the community around it. I really like the celebration of Wingspan. I want to get as many of these games out to people as possible, and not just my games, but everybody's games. So I hope in future I'm able to commentate a bunch more, not just my games, but everybody's games. Check out the Wingspan Tournament YouTube channel. They have a bunch of good games there. Unfortunately, they don't have any World Cup games, unfortunately. But they try to get finals posted there as many times as possible, and very frequently you'll see me up there, because I do a lot of the recording there, so that is what it is. Anyway, thank you once again for watching. I hope you enjoyed the series, and unfortunately it stops here, but we had a good run, and that's all we can say. We had a lot of fun along the way. So once again, thank you, and we'll see you in the next series.